So it took a while for me to get here, and I had to go through a couple of different retailers to make it happen, but I am very ecstatic to be able to take a look at this guy, or, well, these two guys. This, of course, is Artfire, along with Nightstick, who I'm not going to use as Nightstick. I'll explain what I mean as we dive into the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton and let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links, all of that, man, in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. This is Artfire. I adore, honestly, I really do, I adore the grapple and the Inferno mold. It's funny because I was going to use a different mold as a custom Artfire, and then this guy got announced, and I said, yeah, I'm just going to get the actual Artfire. That's cool. I'm happy with the mold. That being said, it wasn't the easiest guy for me to source because I had a couple of pre-orders in, and then things happened and changed and they didn't happen. Luckily, thanks to Toy Snowman, I was able to finally get it and get this set. I'm pretty darn happy with it. This should be a pretty quick, easy one. So without any further ado, how about we head over to the table and take a closer look at these guys. And yes, indeed, it took a while to get here, but finally taking a look at Artfire and Nightstick. And I'm excited about this because I like both of these molds, to be honest with you. Now, it was a little bit of a chore to get here. Before I get into anything, though, you probably noticed, I've mentioned this earlier in the week, you probably noticed that in the intro-outro, my nose is red. I have a pimple on it. It's not very comfortable. I'm in my 40s, and I am going through puberty again because I guess the first time around was just so much fun that my body wanted to do it again. So that's why my nose is red, if you noticed it. If you didn't notice it, you're probably going to notice it now in the outro, aren't you? So this is Artfire Nightstick. A bit of a chore to get here. I had it pre-ordered at one location that sold out and didn't fill my pre-order. I'm not even going to say because I don't want to give anything a bad name. Then I had it at a second location, or a second source, I guess, and a month passed, 2 months, and it didn't get filled. I contacted that retailer, and they were good enough to refund my money and, you know, apologize. They gave me a little bit of a credit, so it was okay. I finally got it, third time's the charm, finally got it from Toy Snowman, you know, I'm happy I was able to get it there. Before we look at him, which we're going to do fairly quickly, we're going to jump into that packaging first. We got ourselves your typical like Generation Selects packaging. It's nothing much on it. If we put it down and open it up, it is the barest of bare bones inside. Pretty grand instructions, but if you know the grapple / Inferno mold, then you know how to transform this guy. And if you know any of the Battle Masters, then you know how to do the Battle Master. They're great. I don't know if they were necessary at this point. Dude comes with 2 types of blast effects, so 4 blast effects altogether. 2 like this, that came with Firebolt, or Fire Drive, or whatever his name was. And 2 of these that came with, say, Singe. Interestingly, the ones that are squiggly, like that came with Singe, were held in with like a plastic tie. The other ones weren't. It's really weird. So he came with 4 blast effects. I'm okay with that. I like blast effects. And here we have a Battle Master. This is your typical Battle Master. Really, there were 2 main types of Battle Master. One was the body that was used for, like, blowpipe, for example. The other is the body type that was used for Caliburst, for example. This is the Caliburst body type. He still has the black barrels, black arms, black legs, just like Caliburst, but whereas Caliburst has a purple torso, this guy has a silver torso, which is kind of interesting to do the transformation. We've seen it a billion times, but I guess I'll do it. We pick off the arms from the sides, we open out the legs, we bring the waist all the way down, we bring that on the back, and we stand the guy up, and he looks like that. Here's the interesting thing. He is meant to be Nightstick. Nightstick looks like this, really. In essence, if I can get him to stand, doesn't like to because he's a bit back heavy. That's a 3D printed version of Nightstick. So let me sort of readjust things because they're, you know, kind of small there now. Let me readjust things a little bit and then I'm going to talk a little bit about this Nightstick before we move on. Now the 3D printed Nightstick I looked at a long time ago in episode 858, and I do pair him with Cyclonus. This is an extremely animation accurate version of Nightstick. The visor should be red, but like the orange face, the black upper body with the gray lower body, or silver lower body is very Nightstick-ish. Then we have the official Nightstick now that has come with Artfire. That Nightstick has a silver body with black arms and black legs. A little more reminiscent of he who we know better as Fracas or Fracas, if you will. Nightstick has a really weird name history where he has been paired with Cyclonus, he's been paired with Artfire, he's been paired with Ricochet, and in Japan, you know, he's kind of an Autobot, but in North America, he is a Decepticon. To make matters even worse, when it came to the animation models, the models for Fracas and Nightstick were very mixed up. So, here's kind of how I clear the waters for my purposes. When it comes to Ricochet, I pair Ricochet with Nebulon. And I see Nebulon as having a black upper body with like white legs. In fact, I looked at a custom Nebulon in episode 880. So I'll put a card here, you can check that out. When it comes to Nightstick himself, the dude that I looked at in episode 858, I do pair him with Cyclonus because that's the way I grew up, that's the way I know him. So what am I going to do for this guy? Well, that's a good question. I thought about using him as Fracas, even though I did do a custom paint job and paired Fracas, of course, with Scourge. So I said, no, he can't be Fracas, he's not going to be Nebulon, he's not going to be Nightstick. I'm going to have this guy be Sparks. In fact, Sparks is kind of an additional target master. It was an Arms Micron by rights. An additional target master that came with the earlier kind of Generations version of Artfire. And that earlier Generations version was based on that fantastic Solar Storm grapple mold. As a matter of fact, I had the Inferno version of that, and when I got the Kingdom Inferno, my intention was to take the Generations Inferno and repaint it to become Artfire. Well, then this Artfire got announced, and I said, oh, what am I going to do? I ended up making a custom hose head out of that mold, and I looked at that custom hose head a long time ago as well. That was in episode 874. I know, I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you. I'm going to use this guy, taking him out of it, I'm going to use this guy as Sparks. And in doing so, like, he's okay. The arms and legs and torso are inverted. For Sparks, the torso should be black and the arms and legs should be the gray color. So it's inverted. But Sparks has a red face, this guy has a red face. So, in the end, through all the muck and complexity, Nebulon will be with Ricochet, Sparks will be with Artfire, and Nightstick will be with Cyclonus. And Fracas will be with Scourge. There. Whew. Might not work for you, but it certainly works for me so that I have a place for all of these partners to exist. The transformation here is fine, it's easy, I don't know, 5, 6... 10 because it's successful, it is what it is. The look of the guy is okay as Sparks. Again, a 5 or 6. As a version of Nightstick, it's not Nightstick. And then the articulation, again, the arms go all the way around, no elbows or anything. The legs can kick forward, back, and out to the side. A 5 or 6. This guy is, as all of these Battle Masters are, kind of exceedingly average. The most interesting thing about him was trying to kind of give him an identity other than Nightstick. And I think Sparks works really well. Now to the main event, which is, of course, Artfire. And you see him next to Inferno here. I looked at an Inferno in episode 836, and Inferno scored really well. Inferno's paint was a 9.5. His articulation was a 9.5. His transformation, I said, was a 9.5 or 10. Overall, he was 9.5. He's fantastic. Unless you want him to scale vehicle-wise. If you want him to scale vehicle-wise and that's your priority, then I understand when people say, as a Voyager, he's a small vehicle. I get that. But I adore the look of the bot, and he scales very well in bot mode. So, I'm quite happy. He clocks in at 145 grams. He's a true blue Voyager. Guess what? Our boy here, Artfire clocks in at 147 grams. He has a little bit more paint, so that's why. That being said, if you put all in on him, I can kind of bite the bullet of the little bit of a higher price tag because he's a true blue Voyager as it is. Now he has a Target Master with him and blast effects. So I think he was priced appropriately. For the record, you might be looking at my Inferno and saying, what? Wait, like, why is this up here? What's this on the side? There's an add-on kit that I have for Inferno that was sent to me by our buddy Joe Ford, and I appreciate him for doing so. And I looked at that upgrade kit in episode 856. A lot of cards I gotta be putting in here. I'm definitely not gonna be able to fit them all in. In terms of the look for this guy, it looks like Artfire 10. Honestly, I don't have anything much to compare it to because this guy's only ever been kind of in comic books. So, I'm looking at like the original release of the guy, which came out in like 1987, and like this is about as accurate as I could possibly hope for. I mean, I guess I could nitpick and say that the thigh should be red with like a black detail, but like that's quite a nitpick, I gotta be honest. I am pretty comfortable saying 10. Then we have the articulation for the guy, and the articulation for the guy, again, I'm gonna say 9.5. We have the head that can go left and it can go right. Little wiggle up and down, but nothing much. The arm, it can go all the way around again and out to the side. Elbow, bicep swivel. Nothing at the wrist, that's why he's not a 10. These open and close. The guy has a waist, hips out to the side. They can go all the way forward. They can go back if you want to kind of angle that up out of the way. They can go all the way back. We have a thigh swivel built inside the thigh, like you don't really see it, which is beautiful. We have a knee to 90 degrees. We have nice deep ankle tilt that I absolutely adore. He comes with the same stuff that came with Inferno. So like this is the piece that like goes in his hand to give him like his hose. This little piece goes on out by the end of the ladder, I guess. His actual blaster, that can plug in over here if you don't want it in his hand. To differentiate this guy from Inferno, instead of having him have like one, I'll say hand and one hose hand, I'm actually going to give him two hands. Why not? So a 10 and a 9.5, I mean 9.75. I don't need to do the transformation because we looked at it already, going from robot to vehicle with grapple. That was episode, I don't know. I'm not sure what grapple was. I'll see if I can find that. I'll throw in a lot of numbers at you guys. And I looked, of course, at Inferno in episode 836. So we can go from him looking like this to boom, our boy looking like this. He is a weird hodgepodge of white and red. But you know what I like? I like that they put red paint up here to tie it into the red here. And I like the white down here on his feet and right here because it ties the white together. Traditionally, Inferno looks more like a fire engine that I know where it's all red. But I can't argue that there's something charming about the look of this. The transformation is smooth like butter. Everything works perfect on this guy, just like it did with Inferno. It's a 9.5 to a 10. It is tremendous. Overall, Inferno was a 9.5. This guy is a 9.5, if not a 9.75. I do have the blaster over here. This piece is still up here and can move. I still have this piece here. Again, I guess if you really wanted to, you could put the Target Master in right there or have him ride on the back. That's up to you. In robot mode, there are ports and stuff along the arms, on the bottoms of the feet, on the sides of the leg. If you take these hoses off, he can accommodate all of the like weaponizer, fossilizer gimmick stuff. It is a success. I absolutely am smitten and really dig Artfire and really dig Sparks. Yeah, not Nightstick, Sparks. And here we are once again, and here they are. Everything I loved about Inferno, I love about this guy. Do I find the weird white kind of jarring in truck mode? Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is, It's true to the character. It feels solid, it feels good, the materials feel good, the paint looks good and crisp. This guy will serve for me as Sparks. I'm happy with that because of the confusion and complexity around the name of Nightstick, and I'm not gonna lie, I grew up on G1 in North America, and To me, Nightstick will always be Cyclonus' partner. I'm cool with Nebulon being Ricochet's partner, and I'm cool with Sparks being Artfire's partner. It all kind of works out nicely. And honestly, all three look kind of different, because this guy is one of those Titan Master, or Battle Masters that we got throughout Siege and whatnot. And then my Nightstick is a 3D printed Nightstick, who I reviewed, some time ago. And my Nebulon, that's with Ricochet, is a 3D printed Nebulon, who I reviewed some time ago. Yeah, happy with this. I was happy with the original use as grapple. My pegs did not break. I was happy with the reuse and remolding, and I do think the remolding was an improvement with Inferno, and I'm happy with this guy. Let me know what you think about Artfire and Nightstick, or Sparks if you prefer. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use that donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, I gotta say. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.